Good afternoon. Commissioner, thank you for your testimony today. It's a pleasure to have you. Just want to initially echo the sentiments of my colleagues that have expressed concerns over the advanced clean truck rule and the imposition of that and the negative impacts that's going to have on the trucking industry in New York State, as well as, I think, many hardships to our municipalities as well. But to get to a topic that we haven't addressed yet, and that would be Peanut the Squirrel. I represent Chemung County, where that squirrel was seized and euthanized. Where do we stand in that investigation?
Thank you, Senator. So that investigation is ongoing, and I can't comment too much on the specifics of it. It is an ongoing law enforcement activity that we're engaged in. Generally, what I can say is that obviously state laws make it illegal to have wildlife as pets, and that is a responsibility that we take seriously to enforce, both for animal health but public health. And there are specific requirements with regard to individuals who want to be wildlife rehabilitators in the state. There is a process to be a licensed wildlife rehabilitator, and obviously we take our responsibility to oversee those programs very seriously.
Well, it's been 3 months now, and when do you expect this investigation to be wrapped up so you can discuss what happened? Because it seemed pretty heavy-handed to my constituents and to many across the state, in fact, across the country and across the globe, with the attention that this incident got. Frankly, a huge embarrassment, to say the least, for New York State, the way that went down. There are a lot of questions with regards to that, on how and why that was carried out in that manner, what interactions there were with the Longos, the squirrel owner, before that action was taken, and also why was not the officer that was bitten vaccinated for rabies before that?
So again, I do look forward to providing more and additional information on this matter as we can provide it. We did provide media updates early on in the process, but because it's an active investigation, we are limited in how much we can disclose at the time. And my goal is always to be as transparent as we can with the initiatives that the department undertakes, including all our law enforcement initiatives. And that's something that's really important to make sure we're transparently informing the public of what's going on. So
I know you've made some changes so far. What changes have been made in the execution of this type of a search warrant?
Well, again, it's an ongoing issue, and I'll report back to you on that. What we're always looking to do is make sure that we're enforcing the laws appropriately and correctly, and I can say that based on my understanding of the situation, that played out as it normally does across the state when we are presented with situations where people may be holding wildlife as pets illegally. And we do take seriously our responsibility to both protect animal health and also protect human health, as there are many animal diseases such as rabies, and we coordinate directly with the Department of Health on these initiatives because it is a serious matter that we need to take seriously. And that's
this particular incident seems to many to have been very heavy-handed and in fact over the top with the way it's pursued. But 3 months, too long for this investigation. We need transparency on these types of things, and the quicker the better for the public. Just to use my last minute up here, the Greenwich power plant along Seneca Lake, that's in litigation as well, and I think they were in court last week, I believe. Again, we're waiting for a decision there, or has there been a decision since the hearing last week that I haven't seen? But how are we going to make up the lost power from that plant that's going into the grid? And also, how is that community, particularly Yates County and the school districts there, going to make up for the loss of tax revenues should that plant ultimately be shut down, and the loss of jobs in that community?
Well, again, I think as you recognize, there is litigation involved in this, so I can't comment too much further. Obviously, we're following the courts. With regard to our permitting oversight of that facility does have to comply with any current air permits while this court matter proceeds, and we have oversight over that facility moving forward. With regard to energy production and impacts there, I'd encourage you to talk to DPS and others on how they evaluate a plant like this in the context of our energy demands in the state and how that capacity.
Is there any dollars available for these communities for a plant like this to be shut down?
Well, again, our goal is to see where the courts go, and we'll take our steps from there, working with the community.